Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials.
Morning, it's 6:45 on Friday the 29th of May. Just making my way down to the land. As always, we can never be sure what we're going to get done, but let's find out. Well, here we are down on the land. I've had to come into the shade again this morning to take this video. The sun is really bright and it's not even 7 o'clock yet. Seems like it's going to be another scorching day. Everything's looking nice and healthy and green, which is great. I'll get myself into the cabin, get unlocked, and then we can take a look and see what we can get done. Well, first things first, just opened up the polytunnel. Surprising how much heat it keeps in during the night. I suspect it's going to be a lot hotter today because that sun is already scorching. Everything's looking fine. All the stuff I potted up yesterday is doing well. I've just been experimenting with this automatic watering system, trying to get the hang of the different programs on it. Instructions don't help, they're not in the best of English, I have to say, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. Everything else is fine. You've seen these to death over the last few weeks, as is everything outside. One thing I am just doing this morning, a little quick job to get it out the way. At this end whiskey barrel, I'm just popping in some potatoes there, just to get a bit of succession planting once these have already come through and finished. I'll have a few more, hopefully, to see me through to the winter. We'll see. All will be revealed, no doubt, at the back end of the year. I am going to have a quick run round with the strimmer and the tractor. I'm trying to do that at least an hour each time I come down. I noticed that the entranceway is getting quite overgrown, so I'll be doing that at some point, and the rest we'll make up as we go along. Well, that's given the grass on this northern side of the field a nice little trim. It's all looking very nice. Trying very hard to keep on top of this. Don't want it to get out of control over the summer and make life difficult when the wet weather comes back in the winter. If it ever does come back, of course, with this sun. Can't believe it's another scorching day. A few of you have asked about what I'm doing with the grass cuttings, and am I leaving them on the field, am I putting them in the compost bins, what am I doing? So the truth is I'm doing half of each. I am filling up slowly the composting bins, but what I don't want to end up with is just all grass. It doesn't really make for great compost. I'd like a bit of a mix of grass and leaves. So I'm putting some into these composting bins, and then I am leaving some on the field. I'm also leaving some, as I did back end of last year when we first cut this field, I'm leaving some of it to mulch in this woodland area, because there's not a great deal on the floor apart from rabbits. If you can see that big hole, if you can see that, oh, it's certainly big enough. Yeah, so a bit of a mixture. Compost bin, some of it's on the field but not a lot, and some of it is in this woodland area along the fence line of the field. Anyway, I'm going to grab myself a quick cup of coffee. Time is whizzing by, and then I want to get up to the field entrance with the strimmer and just keep that tidy. Well, that's the entranceway done. It's not as quick a job as you might think doing this, especially with all the stone and gravel on the entranceway. It does flick up a little bit, but that's it done and looking very nice. Let's see what else we can get done. Well, I just couldn't resist, since I had the strimmer out. I just thought I'd trim around these trees in the top corner of the field here. It is difficult getting in with the tractor, so I'm just keeping on top of this as well. So let's get ourselves in the polytunnel and see if we can't get something else done in there. I feel some netting calling to be put up. While I'm in the grass cutting mood, I'm doing down the side of the raised beds. You wouldn't believe how much grass and weed there is just alongside these beds. I'm halfway there, so I'll get these finished, then I will get in the polytunnel. just running a few battens along the top of these posts. I've got the plastic mesh, and it's just a bit extra support for the plants as they climb up the side of the polytunnel. And same down this side. I need to put the plastic netting on though. I haven't done that yet on this side, so I'm going to get that out now. Well, that's the plastic netting in all the way down this side of the polytunnel. I've got one little section just here where I can get a little bit more in. That side is okay, to be fair. So I'll just pop that little end piece in, and then I'll start rearranging the plants so they can climb up this netting. And these battens that I've put in will just support the weight on top of these posts rather than trying to fasten it to the polytunnel, which I already have enough issues with the wind without having weight of plants on it as well. Well, I'm slowly cooking myself in this polytunnel. It's so hot. Plastic mesh is up along the side. I've laid out this one side of the polytunnel now into a permanent positioning. Got all tomatoes down this side wall, a couple of carrots at the end. I'm busy experimenting. You might remember from previous videos I got this self-watering system. You wouldn't believe the instructions, or maybe you would. Anyway, it's programmed up now for a little test run, and it's actually producing water, if you can see that or not, so that's good as a test. So what I'm doing is, starting at the far end, I'm laying out, and again this is a bit of a fiddle, I'm laying out the irrigation pipe for each plant. So you've got one there, there's another one tucked in there, and so on and so on. It's taken forever. It's very fiddly because you have to physically cut the pipes at each pot, join them together, put the little watering nozzle on, and it's taken a long time, but I'm going to crack on with this and you can see the end result. Well, that's the automatic water system set up, and whilst it does work, it's not great because I think the water pressure isn't quite enough. The first ones in the line seem to be taking all the water. I'll have to have a little bit more of an experiment, but it's all a learning curve. Talking about water, I definitely need to get some done. Time is just whizzing by. I have no clue where it all goes to, I really don't, so I must get on and get some watering done. Well, everything's watered in the polytunnel. Similarly, I've gone over the raised beds. Those broccoli and cauliflower in that first bed are really looking good now. Some real strong growth. Pumpkins are okay. Second bed of broccoli and cauliflower, come back a treat, lots of green leaves. There's probably about 2-week gap between those two beds, which I guess is okay for succession planting. last bed is always okay. I can pretty much forget this and it just seems to keep going. I don't, of course, but you could. And squash is also looking okay. Well, it's another scorching day. A lot of grass cutting today, a lot of watering, a lot of fiddling in the polytunnel, but it's all worthwhile. I've got to put all my wood pile away. I was trying to sort through it to see what I had, and you keep getting distracted. Hey, whatever. I'm not exactly on a timetable here. Anyway, I'm going to get myself packed up. The tractor I've just literally put away in its little garage, so that's happy as Larry. Got a bit of a service for that next weekend. I bought some new drive belts for it, as when we were looking at it last week, noticed that a couple of the belts were looking pretty shabby, so before they break, get 2 new ones and we'll get those fitted and a general service at the weekend. And that's about it really. Not seen my neighbour at all today. Trust everything's okay. I'm going to get packed up and get myself off home. Just to give you an idea of the temperature in here, don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but that's 38 degrees in the cabin. It's absolutely roasting. Oh dear. With the wood piles put away, just got to lock the polytunnel and the cabin up. I might whip up and check that trail cam as well. Well, that's cabin locked up. Bit of short but sweet video today. It's been absolutely roasting again and I am pretty worn out now, I have to say. Wood piles away, polytunnel's locked up. Got a few bits to take home, some rubbish, fuel can to fill and a couple of water cans. I'm looking forward to getting in the shower and something to eat, and tomorrow's another day.
Well, that's it for this video. I hope you found something in there that was of interest to you. If you did like the video, please do click on the like button. Also feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. What about that automated watering system? How fiddly was that? I suspect I'm going to have to put a pump onto that somehow, but that's for another video. If you've got any comments, please do leave them in the comment section below. But for now, thanks for watching and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.